There is a key fob trick that made it nearly impossible for thieves to steal certain Fords, and the manufacturer quietly killed it on newer models. Most owners never knew it existed. I have been working on Fords for over 16 years, and when I tell people what their fob used to be capable of, they do not believe me at first. Today, I am showing you exactly what this feature was, why it works so well against relay theft, and what you can still do right now to protect your truck. Let me start by explaining what was actually happening, because the word illegal gets thrown around loosely on the internet, and I want you to understand the real story. The trick everyone talks about wasn't illegal in the sense that you'd get arrested for it. What happened is that owners discovered a way to fully disable the passive keyless entry signal on their key fobs, and the method of doing it, combined with how aggressively it locked the vehicle's electronics down, created a situation that made certain theft methods completely useless. Thieves hated it, locksmiths complained about it, and eventually the convenience features that made modern trucks sell got prioritized over the security loophole owners had stumbled into. That's the honest version. Now let me walk you through how it worked. Modern Fords with the intelligent access system use what is called passive keyless entry. Your fob is constantly broadcasting a low-frequency signal. When you walk up to the truck and grab the handle, the vehicle wakes up, pings your fob, the fob answers, and the doors unlock. You never press a button. This is incredibly convenient, and it is also the single biggest security vulnerability in modern vehicles. The reason is a theft method called a relay attack. Two thieves work together. One stands near your house with a device that captures the faint signal your fob is broadcasting from inside, on the kitchen counter, in your coat pocket, wherever it is sitting. That device amplifies and relays the signal to a second device held by the thief, standing at your truck in the driveway. As far as your truck is concerned, the fob is right there at the door handle. It unlocks. The thief gets in, pushes the start button, and because the relay is still active, the truck thinks the key is present. They drive off, no broken window, no damage, no alarm, gone in under a minute. Here's where the key fob trick comes in. Ford built a feature into many fobs from roughly 2016 onward where you could put the fob into a deep sleep mode that completely shut off the constant broadcast. The official purpose was for vehicles in long-term storage or for owners who wanted to stop the fob from draining its battery by constantly transmitting. But owners and security-minded mechanics realized something. If the fob is not broadcasting, there is no signal to relay. A relay attack becomes physically impossible because there is nothing in the air to capture. Thieves can stand at your truck with their equipment, and they get absolutely nothing. The activation sequence on these fobs was simple once you knew it. You would press the lock button, then press the lock button again, and within 3 seconds press the unlock button, and the fob would enter a transmit off state. Different model years had slightly different sequences, and some required a specific combination held for a set number of seconds. But the principle was identical. The fob went dark. To wake it back up, you simply pressed any button, and it returned to normal operation instantly. Owners started doing this every single night. Park the truck, put the fob to sleep, walk inside. Relay thieves in the neighborhood would move right past their driveway because the truck was electronically silent. Now, why did Ford pull back on this? A few reasons, and none of them are a conspiracy, though I understand why it feels that way. The bigger issue was customer complaints. People would put their fob to sleep, forget they did it, walk up to the truck the next morning, expecting the door to unlock automatically, and nothing would happen. They would think the fob was broken. Dealerships got flooded with warranty claims and service appointments for fobs that were working perfectly fine, just sleeping. The whole selling point of intelligent access is that you never touch a button. A feature that turns that off, even temporarily, undermines the convenience the entire system was built around. So on a lot of newer models, the easy fob sleep sequence was either removed, buried, or changed so it is no longer something the average owner can stumble into. Some newer fobs handle motion-based sleep automatically, going dormant only when the fob itself detects it has not moved in a while, which is far less reliable for security because the timing is not in your control. That brings us to what you can actually do right now, because I do not want you walking away from this thinking your only option is gone. The single most effective thing, and it costs almost nothing, is a Faraday pouch. This is a small fabric pouch lined with signal-blocking material. You drop your fob inside it when you get home, and it does exactly what the sleep mode did. It blocks the broadcast completely. No signal escapes, nothing to relay. Your truck goes silent. I keep one by my front door and one in the kitchen. A quality pouch costs around $10 to $15, and it's the closest thing to a guarantee you'll find against relay theft. The only discipline required is actually using it every time. Test it first. Put your fob inside, seal it, and walk up to your truck. If the door still unlocks on approach, the pouch is junk, and you need a better one. A good pouch should completely kill the signal. If you're enjoying this and you own a Ford, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe, because what I'm about to cover next has saved owners from theft that the Faraday pouch alone won't stop. The second layer of protection is checking whether your specific fob still supports any form of manual sleep. Pull up your digital owner's manual, which lives right on your touchscreen on most modern Fords, and search the term key fob or intelligent access. Some models retained a version of the sleep function even after the easy sequence was deprecated. It might be listed under a storage mode or a transport mode. If your truck has it, learn the sequence and use it as a backup to the pouch. Layered security is always better than relying on one method. There's another setting most owners never touch that directly affects theft resistance, and it's the push-button start pin, sometimes called a secure code or a personal start code. On many intelligent access Fords, you can program a numeric code that must be entered on the touchscreen before the vehicle will start, even if a valid key signal is present. Think about what this does to a relay thief. They successfully relay your signal, they open the door, they sit down, they push the start button, and the truck demands a pin they do not have. They are stuck. The vehicle is now nothing more than a locked box they happen to be sitting inside. This feature is buried in the vehicle settings menu under the security or vehicle section, and an enormous number of owners have no idea it exists. It takes about 2 minutes to set up. The only trade-off is that you will enter a short code when you start the truck, which becomes second nature within a day. For a high-theft model like an F-150, this single setting is one of the most powerful deterrents available, and it's free. Now let me address the OBD port, because this is the other vulnerability that pairs with relay theft, and it is worth understanding. Even thieves who cannot relay your signal sometimes break a window, climb in, and plug a programming device into your OBD2 diagnostic port, which sits under the dashboard near the driver's knee. With the right device, they can program a blank key fob to your vehicle in a couple of minutes and drive off with a key that is now legitimately paired. Ford has fought this with the pin to start feature I just mentioned, and also with improved module security on newer trucks, but older models remain exposed. There are locking covers and lockout devices for the OBD port that physically block access to it. They run anywhere from $20 to $60, and for an owner who parks on the street or in an open driveway, they are worth considering as another layer. A thief who cannot relay your fob, cannot start the truck without a pin, and cannot reach the OBD port has almost nothing left to work with. Steering wheel locks deserve a mention here too, even though they feel old-fashioned. The reason they still work is psychology. Relay theft succeeds because it is fast and silent. The moment a thief gets into your truck and sees a bright steering wheel lock bolted across the wheel, they are now looking at a noisy, time-consuming job to defeat it. And time and noise are the two things they are trying to avoid. Most will simply move to an easier target. I have watched security footage where a thief got the door open through a relay, saw a wheel lock, and walked away within seconds. It is a visible deterrent that does its work before the thief even commits. Before I get to the last point, if you are finding this useful, drop a comment telling me whether your Ford still has the FOB sleep feature, because I am genuinely curious which model years kept it, and make sure that notification bell is on. I want to talk about where your fob lives when you are at home, because this is the mistake I see constantly. People hang their keys on a hook right by the front door or drop them in a bowl on a table near the entryway. That is the worst possible spot. The relay thief standing outside your front wall is closest to that exact location, and the closer your fob is to the exterior wall, the stronger the signal they can capture and the more reliable their relay becomes. If you are not using a Faraday pouch, at the very least move your fob to the center of your home, as far from exterior walls and windows as you reasonably can. Put it in a drawer in an interior room or a cabinet in the middle of the house, anywhere that forces the signal to travel through more of the building before it reaches the street. That is not a substitute for a pouch, but it meaningfully reduces the signal strength available to a thief, and it costs you nothing but a change of habit. Let me also clear up a piece of misinformation floating around, because I have seen videos claiming you can wrap your fob in aluminum foil and get the same protection as a Faraday pouch. The theory is not wrong. Foil does block radio signals, but in practice it is unreliable. Foil tears, it does not seal completely around the fob, and gaps let signal leak. If you're going to bother protecting your fob, spend the $10 on a proper pouch that is built for the job and tested to actually contain the signal. Do not trust your truck's security to something from the kitchen drawer that you have crumpled around your keys. The bigger truth in all of this is that the convenience features sold to us as upgrades came with a security cost that manufacturers do not advertise at the dealership. Passive keyless entry is genuinely convenient. It is also the open door that an entire category of theft walks through. The fob sleep trick was owners taking back control of that vulnerability, and when it got deprioritized in favor of seamless convenience, the responsibility quietly shifted back onto you to protect your own vehicle. The good news is that the tools to do it are cheap and they work. A Faraday pouch, a start pin, smart fob placement, and a visible deterrent or two will defeat the overwhelming majority of relay thefts happening in driveways right now. So here's what I want you to do this week. Get a Faraday pouch and test it. Dig into your vehicle settings and turn on the push button start pin. Move your keys away from the front door. These 3 steps cost almost nothing, and they close the exact loophole that thieves are exploiting on Fords every single night. If this helped you, do me a favor and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share this with another Ford owner who is still hanging their keys right by the front door. Drop a comment letting me know which of these you're going to do first. I will see you in the next one.